Hi guys, welcome to ET Land, and today we are going to talk about Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. Yeah, I know I have many videos that I haven't released and I promised that, but I'm sorry as I'm actually quite excited because of the release of the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. You know that I had many history with the Retroid, but it's okay, let's put that aside. And I think the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro is definitely worth your money. I already have a Odin 2 Max, and I also have a AYANEO Pocket Air, which also runs on Dimensity. It runs with the Dimensity 1200, and we can expect the performance is just going to be slightly worse than what we are going to have on the AYANEO Pocket Air. That means it will perform well because, first of all, on the last generation of Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, we already able to play many titles of PS2 and 3DS as well as Wii and GameCube. So for this time, we are just going to expect the performance being better. And in this video, I'm going to show you some footages of the performance of Dimensity 11,000 on other phones. So since we are going to have active cooling on this device, it is going to be a little bit better as we can expect. And we can also play some titles of Switch emulation if you want. However, I have to warn you that if you are going to buy any Android device for Switch emulation, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. First of all, Dimensity is not well supported by Yuzu. That means there are many things that can only be done with a Snapdragon chip. For example, adding some GPU drivers, and some games are just going to run without any hiccups on Snapdragon chipset, but they are not going to run at all on Dimensity. However, even with Odin 2 Max, I still do not enjoy playing Switch emulation locally on my Android handheld. And the reason is that there are still many problems with Yuzu emulator since it is just on beta release. For example, not only me, but I know my friends also have problems on loading the save data on Yuzu. So I have been trying to transfer my save data from my PC to my Android handheld, but it is just almost impossible to make them work. And do I want to play them all over again? Never. So I would rather stream them to my Odin 2 Max instead of playing them locally, even if I can. With that being said, what I'm trying to say is that no matter you are going to get a Dimensity or a Snapdragon Android devices, from my viewpoint, the ceiling of performance is at the PS2, 3DS, and Wii. Therefore, no matter you are going to get an Odin 2 Max, an AYANEO Pocket Air, or a Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, they are not going to change the fact that they are being very stable on the performance of PS2, 3DS, Wii, and GameCube, but they are not going to have the perfect performance on Switch emulation. And even with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, it is still not very enjoyable to play the Switch emulation locally. So my conclusion to Switch emulation on Android devices would be just stream them from your PC. And that's it. I really don't care whether the chipset is capable to do so or not, because still the emulator is not mature enough to support everything, and there are just too many hiccups that make you feel very frustrated. Of course, you see many footages that people are playing this game or that game, but if you are playing it with a longer period of time, you will find it very annoying. So now I'm done talking about why I still think the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro is going to stand out from Odin 2 Max as well as AYANEO Pocket Air in terms of the cost performance. So I would also like to talk a little bit about why I think you should choose the Pro instead of the normal Retroid Pocket 4. First of all, obviously we are going to get 8GB for the RAM. We are only going to get 4GB memory for the normal Retroid Pocket 4. That draws a big difference because if you really want to try some, indie games or 2D games, puzzle games, and some older generation 3D games, Switch emulation with your Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, it is still possible, although I said it is not super enjoyable. But anyway, it is possible and you will need that 8GB. However, if you only have 4GB, this is far from enough and I wouldn't recommend that. Also, you cannot get the HDMI out from the normal 4 version. That may not be a big problem for many people if they're not going to plug it to a screen or TV. However, other than plugging your Retroid Pocket 4 Pro to your TV as a gaming console, you can also use it as a video player or a smart TV. So when you think about the usability of it, it is definitely going to worth your money. Another side note, you are not going to get the HDMI out from AYANEO Pocket Air. So if you think about the price difference, then the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro is really cost competitive. So that's pretty much why I think the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro is going to be a good device. And now we can look at some footages that shows us the performance of Dimensity 11,000.
Let's go!
Okay, so I think this is pretty much about this video. I hope it helps you to decide whether you need this device and what to expect from it. To be very honest, I always stream my games from my ROG Ally, and I also prefer playing my ROG Ally a lot. It's just the fact that there are many times ROG Ally is not going to get enough battery, and it is a little bit big. So a supplementary device like this would be very helpful to me, and I will bring it to business trip. I would say streaming games from your PC to your Retroid Pocket 2 or any Android device with the hotel Wi-Fi would be quite nice. Anyways, Merry Christmas and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!